center stage in the NBA Finals, and in their debut performance, they literally brought the house down. They came into Los Angeles and dominated the Lakers, displaying the hunger and hustle of a team ready to make a charge for an NBA title. Defending their crown has been a constant challenge for the Los Angeles Lakers, and in Game 1 of the Finals, they ran headfirst into yet another roadblock. The Pistons did not allow them to get on track, and in the end, the message was clear. Detroit appeared to be the Lakers' greatest challenge of them all. For 12-year veteran Adrian Dantley, Game 1 was his moment in the sun. While for the oldest veteran of them all, tonight is his moment to rise to the occasion once again. .602 in Southern California, 68 degrees, and there is light traffic on the San Diego freeway because most have already exited on Manchester to the Forum in Inglewood, California. On the face of it, this is a familiar scene, the limos, the stars, the glamour. It's another main event at the Forum, but take away the glitter and go on inside. And there is a concern in Lakerland as CBS Sports welcomes you to its coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals. It is Game 2 between the Detroit Pistons and the defending world champion Los Angeles Lakers. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. 48 hours ago to the minute, there was a team inside here looking for respect. And in 48 minutes of basketball, they gained that respect easier and faster than anybody imagined. The bad boys of basketball became the spoilers, doing something few teams have done. They ruined a Lakers opening night in LA's quest to become the first team to repeat in 19 seasons. Ironically, before the series, Coach Chuck Daly warned his team the Lakers can embarrass you. Now, publicly, it is Pat Riley saying, yes, the Lakers were embarrassed. Well, how'd they do it? The Pistons went to good old-fashioned solid defense. And guess what? Yesterday's preparation included fine-tuning that defense. This is what the Lakers saw all evening on Tuesday, and they're going to see it again.
All you do, topside, you don't give a three-point shot. We want a shell zone ready. You force them in here for a two. You just don't let them get the ball. We would line up probably 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. Basically match up or whatever, but that's the shell zone. Let's make sure we understand about tomorrow night's game. They will play so hard, they'll want to embarrass you.
The surprise was in ourselves. You know, we didn't come out mentally prepared and ready to play. We had a game plan that we didn't carry out as a team, and that's what went wrong. You know, we didn't double right. We didn't do anything right. Adrian Dantley just went to the hole uncontested, so we got to get our swarming defense together and contest them.
Let us take a moment and talk about big games. Remember, Detroit won Game 1 against Boston and then dominated throughout. Detroit won Game 1 here. What makes that crucial now is the format in the finals. 2-3-2. 2 games in LA, 3 games in Detroit, 2 here. LA is down 1-0. Now they face going back to Detroit with 50, 60,000 fans screaming at them in the Silverdome. So it's an early, big game for the world champions. And calling the game for us, Hall of Famer number 32, Bill Cunningham, and number 1 in my book, Dick Stockton. Gentlemen.
All right, Pat, you know, I'm not so sure about the respect you were talking about that the Pistons have. It seems that Michael Jordan was off the mark in that series, that the Boston Celtics couldn't shoot in their series, and that the Lakers weren't mentally prepared and didn't do things that they wanted to do. And you know, we don't know what's going to happen down the line, but it seems that the Detroit Pistons are not really getting the respect from people. You know, they're not playing solitaire out here, and Detroit has had a lot to do with the struggles of the teams that they have played to get to a 1-0 lead. And Bill Cunningham, who was wearing 32 under that shirt, I'm sure the Pistons did it once. Can they do it again here at the Forum?
Absolutely, because now they know. They not only don't have to think about it, they know they can beat the Lakers. The big thing is they can't feel that they achieved their goal coming out here to LA and getting that home court advantage.
After the debacle on game number 1, obviously the Lakers have to think about adjustments for this one.
Well, I think to start out with, Pat Riley's going to have the same matchups defensively, but there are 3 major points that the Lakers have to think about going into this game. the defensive rebound, and most importantly, get the ball in the hands of Magic Johnson.
Okay, injuries and ailments for the Lakers. Magic Johnson had the flu yesterday. He did not practice. He went home. He came back today, feels a little better, but might be fatigued, so we'll see if he goes out of the game. As far as the Pistons go, they have a more serious injury. Bill Laimbeer has a strained left arch. He came out before the game, said he could play. We'll see if he can be effective in this one. That's the story on the injuries, Pat.
All right, Dick, thank you. I talked to Laimbeer before the game, and he said they'd like to do what the Tigers did in '84 when they beat San Diego for the World Series title. He said they won 2 away and never came back. Now, when last we spoke of Isaiah and Magic, they weren't talking. But 2 hours before tonight's game, breaking the tension, perhaps, in a shoot-around before the game, I don't think Dukakis and Bush will do this before the election, but they had a good time doing it. Brent Musburger, by the way, is on assignment with the college baseball. We'll take care of you tonight as we're set for Game 2. The Pistons and the Lakers as our coverage of the finals roll on here on CBS.
Of Game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Detroit Pistons, who have a 1-0 lead, and the Lakers, the defending champions. There are the starting lineups. The same group that started game number 1, including Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas going at each other again. The officials working Game 2, Ed Rush, Jess Kersey, the alternate official, Hugh Evans. Pistons have allowed under 100 points in 13 of their 17 playoff games. The Lakers scored 93 and losing by 12, 105-93. And Detroit has been awfully tough on the road. Tip control by LA. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar struggled and spent the last 15 minutes on the bench in game number 1, and the Lakers always try to get him underway. Laimbeer is fronting him.
And we see they're not looking at double team.
Short, and Mahorn the rebound. Isaiah Thomas, who was the distributor more than the scorer, had a quiet 19 points, but more important, 12 assists in game 1.
And he showed that great leadership in that second half, not looking for the shots, getting the ball to Vinnie Johnson and Adrian Dantley.
Green is on Dantley, as you had anticipated. 1 on the shot clock, and the Pistons don't get it all. Pat Riley has pressed the right button every time he's needed to, and Chuck Daly, who dresses in silk and speaks in denim, honest, down-to-earth guy, and the players love him.
Well, right off the bat, we see Detroit not looking to run after that defensive rebound.
Worthy way off the mark. The rebound again by Mahorn, and here's Dumars. If they're going to double team Adrian Dantley, a guy like Dumars, who is awfully quiet offensively, could be a factor for the Pistons. Laimbeer, sore arch and all, misses the first shot. Mahorn gets the rebound, and Green has it. Still no score with 10:35 remaining in the first quarter. Isaiah Thomas was in Scott's shirt most of the early going. And he's fouled by Thomas. And he'll shoot 2.
Now, there was that quickness of Byron Scott. Now, when you look at this Laker team, they like to get a couple people off early. That's Byron Scott, who we see on the foul line now, James Worthy, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Isaiah Thomas with the foul and Byron Scott on the line. Despite the 25 points, second to Magic for the Lakers, he started out only 2 for 9. Magic Johnson said the other day he is the most focused on the team. He used to drift off in the playoffs, up and down, but no longer. He's been pretty consistent.
And I think he owes a lot of that to Magic Johnson, who has really taken him under his wing.
1 out of 2, and the Lakers lead 1-0, so a minute and a half going by, 1 point.
In the game 1, we saw Detroit looking to run a little bit more early in the game. Right now, we see none of that.
Thomas banks in and off the glass. He kind of liked that glass the other night in some of the shots.
Hit several jump shots with the glass. But again, we see the penetration against this Laker ball club. They cannot allow that.
Worthy lost the ball. Kareem picks it up. And Laimbeer has a rebound. And here come the Pistons. It's 2-1. A little more than 2 minutes elapsed first quarter. Laimbeer appears to be all right. We don't see him having any trouble. He said pain is a matter of the mind. Thomas fouled by Byron Scott. So each one has picked up a foul on the other.
I would expect at some point in this game that Chuck Daly will look to isolate, as we saw there with Isaiah Thomas, isolate Joe Dumars against James Worthy, because I think out on the court, Worthy is not quick enough to stay with him.
Isaiah Thomas on the line. The Lakers coming off what they consider their worst opening playoff game defeat since the Memorial Day massacre against the Celtics in Boston Garden in '85. But that was in Boston. This was at home. Thomas makes 1 out of 2. Rebound Green. 3-1 Detroit. Thomas staying with Scott. Kareem. This is another skyhook, and Mahorn already has 5 rebounds in this first period. Laimbeer open. And Bill Laimbeer buries it. Lakers trying to push it up. Dumars trying to make Magic work.
Good job by Detroit getting back defensively.
Pistons lead 5-1. AC Green short with it. Thomas the rebound. Finds Mahorn. Mahorn going up and is fouled by Magic Johnson, and he'll shoot 2.
Now all of a sudden we see this Detroit team. They can go with a quick tempo, or they can set up offensively. But we also know their key is their defense.
Foul is on Magic, and here is Rick Mahorn. Anything they get out of him, Bill, actually has to be gravy. If you check the box score, he didn't do much numerically, but he gives a physical presence inside, and of course he may undergo back surgery after the season.
And a big factor is that he's lost confidence with his own offense.
There you see 2 members of the Detroit bench, a big factor in game 1. It's now a 6-1 game. Pistons. The Lakers have yet to hit a basket. They're 0 for 5. Scott, 3-point attempt, gets him on the board in the field goal department, and it's 6-4.
Well, we saw in the opening Chuck Daly talking to his team, concerned about that 3-point shot of the Lakers.
They now isolate Danley, and Kareem trying to double off, helping Green. Good defensive rotation by the Lakers. And Mahorn misses the baseline. They played it well that time.
Did a good job. Mahorn, he just has to go up and maybe take the ball to the basket a little bit more.
Scott penetrates. Wide open is Worthy. Rebound Laimbeer. 6-4 Detroit.
Don't the Lakers look tight at this point?
Yes, they do, as Dantley. Thomas keeps it alive. And Worthy comes out with it. Lakers running, but Detroit back again on defense. Scott for 3 again. But you're right, other than Scott's 2 3-point field goals, the Lakers don't look like they've got fire in their eyes so far in this one.
Just out of sync. There's no aggressiveness with this team. We see them even at the defensive end of the court, not showing it.
Lakers have their first lead of the game, and Scott has all 7 points for LA. Still Pistons ball. They have 10 seconds to attempt a shot. Dumars off the screen. Off the mark, and Green with his 4th rebound. Pistons are just not letting the Lakers run off of misses.
Yeah, and the last game they were able to shoot the ball well, Detroit, but here they're showing their defense.
Except for Byron Scott, who has 9 points. The Lakers lead 9-6.
I thought in game 1, Isaiah Thomas's job early in the ball game against Byron Scott really was a big factor. Tonight, we see Byron taking control offensively.
Under 7 minutes to go, first period. Danley getting help. Green getting help, and Dumars. Thomas loses it to his buddy Magic. Lakers with a 3-point lead. Worthy. Deflected. Good defense by Laimbeer, I believe, at the other end.
Yep, we saw Worthy trying to go to the hole. He stepped in his path, and he lost control.
Yesterday, or the game number 1, the Pistons led 8-0. Thomas buries it. And he has 5 of the Pistons' 8 points. Lakers by 1. Basket counts, and Worthy completed the break that time.
Well, we see what they can do. This Lakers club can run after misses or makes. And James Worthy is the key man filling that lane. against Mahorn. Mahorn just doesn't have the quickness to compete against Worthy out on the court. See 3 players on the Laker Ball Club coming over to try and give some help defensively to AC Green. It was very interesting that Pat Riley did not make a change defensively with AC Green. I think what he's saying is, hey, we have confidence in you. And the type of guy that AC Green is, he wants that challenge. He was embarrassed in the last ball game.
He was, and Mahorn gets the rest and the heating pad on his back. John Sally replaces him in the lineup. And of course, you know, AC Green now perhaps ignited, wants to do the job against Dantley, and why hurt the confidence of the youngster? 4-point lead, 12-8 Lakers. They're on an 11-2 run right now with 6:09 remaining in the first. Green on Dantley.
Here we see the isolation again.
Dantley draws the foul.
Now what happened there is the double team did not come quick enough. Dantley reads it and says, hey, I'm going to take the ball to the basket. And here's AC forcing him to the help. No help, comes too late, and there's the foul.
No one has the body control, the way Dantley rotates himself, the timing. He has deceptive quickness, and of course he watches tapes for hours of the people who may play him to try to get an edge.
Well, that's why he's scored over 20,000 points in his career.
And of course he's made a career of going to the free throw line. Look at that, 7,500, only Kareem and Malone ahead of him.
You know, going into this game, Chuck Daly, I asked him, what adjustments would you make in this ball game? And he said, my adjustment, I'm going to wait and see what the Lakers are going to come out and do offensively or defensively. Then I'll counter with an adjustment.
Green picked up the foul. Team fouls, Lakers 3, Pistons have 2. 2-point lead for LA. Abdul-Jabbar. Sally and Worthy beat Sally to the ball. Kareem missed his first 7 skyhooks in game 1, and on the turnover, here comes Dantley. And the Pistons have tied it up with 5:33 remaining.
You just feel like the Pistons are in complete control out here in the ball game. They're forcing the type of shots they want to give up to the Lakers, and they'll set up or they'll look to run anytime.
AC Green, outside shot. That's something I think the Pistons will give.
They'll give that to him all day. That's one little adjustment we'll see from Detroit. They'll double down off AC Green.
Swing the ball of Isaiah Thomas in the corner. Magic the rebound. Lakers by 2.
Pistons must hit the jump shot. They're a perimeter shooting team. No post-up play.
Worthy beats the double with a basket. James Worthy has 5. Scott leads the Lakers with 9, and Magic is the only starter for LA who hasn't scored. Kareem as well. Kareem has missed 4 shots.
Well, Magic just reads the game, the flow. What does the team need? And they need him to make that pass.
Dumars is open. He can be a key man, but he misses again. Dumars has missed his 3 shots tonight. 16-12 Lakers. Magic beating Worthy. That's the best Laker foray offensively we've seen in a long while.
And that's what they have to keep doing against this Detroit team. Force the perimeter shot, get the rebound, and get out and run.
Lakers with their biggest lead of 6, 18-12. Dumars misses again. And Worthy releases to the hoop. And Chuck Daly wants a 20-second timeout. 8 straight run off by the Lakers, the way they like it.
And that's their style of basketball. And as we talked about, they are a team that is committed to the fast break. Their set offense is fair at the best, but their fast break is the best.
They've now changed it to a full timeout, and with 3:53 to go, an 8-point Laker lead. 8-point lead over the Pistons. Right now, let's check in with our reporter on the scene here, James Brown. JB?
All right, Dick, and a major key in that run has been James Worthy, who scored 7 of the last 11 Laker points. Seems to be in good shape, but you recall in game 1 on Tuesday night, Worthy hurt his right hip very badly on this play. He comes crashing down on that right hip, sustained a severe injury, a hip pointer. The pain was so great, Worthy had to go to the locker room to receive treatment. Gary Vitti worked and put a little pad, a commonplace pad on that right hip to absorb shock and pain. As a matter of fact, his teammates said it was a rather hip procedure that was put together here. Gary Vitti cutting what is hard plastic there in the shape of Worthy's hip, dips it in a hot pack there to make it more pliable. He then takes it, measures the shape of Worthy's hip, puts 3 cushions on the inside, straps it to Worthy's hip, and he's in good shape. And as I just mentioned before, his teammates say that's a rather hip procedure. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, JB, and he's been a hip performer so far. He has scored the last 6 points for the Lakers after Byron Scott scored the first 9, so it's been one or the other. And it's a 20-12 game, Bill.
Well, concerning James Worthy, you asked the coaching staff of Pat Riley, they know he's a big game player.
Lane Beer misses. Danley taps it out. Cooper is in the game with Michael Thompson for the Lakers. Byron Scott has hit 2 threes, short this time, out of bounds, and it's still Lakers ball. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goes to the bench, and he's replaced by Michael Thompson. He missed all 4 of his shots, so his offense continues to struggle. Green wins it, and Lane Beer gets it. And Cooper in the game, too. Magic Johnson sitting down. Pick and roll. Sally from Vinnie Johnson in the game, into the game. And so John Sally scored. Kurt Rambis is off the bench, and he gets a cheer. He has been absent, has not played the last 4 games in the playoffs for the Lakers. Cooper for 3, hits. That'll do a world of good for his confidence after a horrendous shooting game. 0 for 7 in game 1.
And that's the 3rd three-pointer for this Laker ball club in this first period.
23-14. The lead is 9, the biggest lead for LA. Double team on Vinnie Johnson. Scores anyway. That's the other assignment, stopping Danley and then Vinnie Johnson off the bench.
Yeah, and we see the Lakers now. They're into a flow. They're pushing the ball even after made field goals by Detroit.
Sally on the bad pass by Cooper. Danley, defended by Green, is fouled by AC. Kurt Rambis has come in for the Lakers to the cheers of the foreign crowd. And an enthusiastic throng here at Game 2 of the 1988 NBA Finals. This is Dick Stockton and Bill Cunningham. The Lakers, the defending champions, having to come back after losing to Detroit in Game 1, have taken the lead 23-16. Pistons going into their bench, which worked for them in Game 1. Dennis Rodman will be checking in.
Adrian Dantley. John Sally says he calls him the teacher. Someone asked him, why do you call him that? He said, well, every time he touches the ball, he teaches you something. With a great move to the basket, maybe a pass, and he has that ability every time going to the hoop of drawing a foul.
For Kurt Rambis, he was asked about maybe he would defend Adrian Dantley. He says, I'd like a shot at guarding anybody.
When you're sitting over there on the pine and you've played in these World Championship Series, it has to be frustrating for Kurt Rambis.
Laker lead is 5 as we wind down to 2 minutes to go, first period. Michael Thompson sets a pick and Lane Beer switches. He's on Cooper. Vinnie Johnson is on Michael Thompson. Lakers didn't see it. And now the whistle blows and a 3-second violation called against the Lakers.
Now, one thing Detroit wants to do is they want to take the middle away from the Lakers. And their defensive philosophy is to keep everything wide. The guards force the ball wide, and then the big people, if the ball's on the baseline, they force it baseline.
Rodman replaces Dantley, who goes out with 6 points. 4 of those 6 coming from the free throw line. Rambis is guarding Lane Beer. Now doubles on Thomas with 5 on the shot clock. And what was that?
Well, that was aggressive defense by the Los Angeles Lakers. We saw as soon as Vinnie Johnson came off that pick and roll, they double teamed him. They're not going to allow him to get off that easy shot.
Hit the nail on the head. How do you start to run? Aggressive defense. Pick up the tempo. Rodman is on Worthy. Rodman doesn't go for the fakes. Played him well, and the rebound by Dennis.
And the reason he has the ability to play him is quick feet.
Still a 5-point Laker lead. And another bad pass, so those Pistons have thrown it away twice in a row.
And it's the defense by the Lakers. It's just night and day watching them tonight in this first period defensively. They're alert. They're reacting to each other.
Barely a minute to go, and they better be. They don't want to go to Detroit for 3 games, trailing 0-2 here. Michael Thompson. And the offensive foul called against the Lakers.
Now, Now watch this Laker defense just jumping out anytime there's a screen, double teaming the basketball, and watch the rotation. There's just someone there, and Isaiah had no choice but at least try to hit the backboard.
And the last time down the floor, it was Laimbeer who didn't go for the fakes, went up strong, and a loose ball foul was called against Kurt Rambis. It is the 15th foul. Magic Johnson, who came out along with Kareem, has not scored. Neither has Kareem, and Sally's shooting 2. Lakers in the penalty with 54 seconds to go.
John Sally makes both free throws. We'll see this Detroit team pick them up full court with good defensive pressure. Might even go to a trapping situation with Magic on the bench.
They didn't do too much of the trap in the first game.
Well, there might be something to get them going. I think they're a little flat out here as a ball club, and I think a lot of it has to do with the play of the Lakers.
Here comes the trap, but Worthy breaks it. 23-20 LA. Detroit scored 6 in a row now. Kind of a streaky game for both sides. 12 on the shot clock for LA. Michael Thompson gets it in good position from Scott. Couldn't connect. Sally the rebound. Detroit can now come within 1. Cooper all over Vinnie Johnson. He won't let him get a shot. Rodman goes right by Rambis. Misses the reverse layup at him.
You see the difference with Rodman and Dantley? Dantley would have drawn the foul and gotten to the foul line. He wouldn't have gone to the dipsy-do move.
So Detroit loses something offensively, maybe more than just a little something with Rodman in there in place of AD.
Well, he can make it up defensively and filling the lanes on the break.
5 on the shot clock, and going in strong is James Worthy with 4 seconds to go. He has 9. Scott has 9. 1 second, and the final shot banks off. And the Lakers have the first period lead in a game they need. 25-20. The Lakers lead the Pistons.
1988 NBA Finals is sponsored by Jeep Eagle, official vehicles of the NBA. Nike, makers of Nike Air, a revolution in motion. And by Honda Power Equipment. It's Honda engineering that makes the difference.
It's not yet 7 o'clock as you look at the Hollywood Hills. The Lakers lead the Pistons 25-20 after 1 period as we continue our coverage on CBS of the 1988 NBA Finals. The Lakers still under 50%, but Detroit a dismal 32%, and the Lakers were able to get the fast break going, as Bill Cunningham proved, because of their defensive pressure.
And that's the whole key to that first period, was the defensive intensity of the Lakers. They made a few adjustments. They're jumping out anytime Vinnie Johnson comes off a screen, and we saw them double teaming Adrian Dantley. Now, what is Detroit going to do to counter that?
Magic Johnson, who did not score in the first quarter, comes back into the ball game. Byron Scott and James Worthy with 9 each had 18 of the 25 Laker points. Their biggest lead was 9. Cut down to 3. Magic, by the way, had 5 assists in the first quarter. Sally and Rodman are in there, along with Laimbeer, Thomas, and Vinnie Johnson. A good running team for Detroit. Vinnie Johnson misses the first shot. Michael Thompson up to Rambis. Rambis, Worthy, Michael Thompson, and Cooper and Magic at guard for LA. They double Magic. They left Worthy open. Laimbeer with the rebound.
And that's what Detroit will do every time. They're going to look to double Magic anytime he posts up one of the guards.
Laimbeer with a quick release. The basket counts and a foul. Rambis got a piece of him. And a chance for a three-point play for Laimbeer. Nothing like the 3 he got last night. Keep in mind, Laimbeer, who injured his left arch in the collision with James Worthy the other night, did not practice, was considered questionable, came out, he said it's the finals. What do you expect?
Well, he's the Iron Man of the NBA. He's played in 646 consecutive regular season games.
So it'll take a lot to get him out of there.
Oh, yeah, as you mentioned, in the finals, you got to be kidding me. He's got to be strapped in a hospital someplace. That's the only way any player would not play in this.
25-23, so the Pistons have come back to trail by 2. Minute gone by first. Second period, Michael Thompson. Laimbeer the rebound, and Detroit looking to tie. Laimbeer has 5 boards, though.
Yeah, he's the man on the boards for this ball club, and Michael Thompson is really struggling. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is struggling, so no inside play for the Lakers with their centers.
But the Pistons turn it over again on an errant pass close to the hoop. That's 4 turnovers for Detroit. Kareem is back for the Lakers. Rambis goes out, so Michael Thompson and Kareem in the lineup at the same time. Vinnie Johnson has the assignment of Magic, and they isolate against Vinnie that way. He'll call the Pistons with a foul. Thompson out, AC Green back in.
That foul was on John Sally.
First on Sally. That's one thing he had to watch in the Boston series. He got into foul trouble a few times. Here's Joe Dumars. Isaiah coming out, so Dumars and Vinnie Johnson, the Detroit guards. Minute and a half gone by, second period. Magic to Kareem. Kareem still has his problems, but Worthy gets the loose ball.
That's an understatement. He has more than just problems.
Magic throws it away into the hands of Rodman. Both teams sloppy here in the second.
Very sloppy. Poor ball handling. Two teams in the World Championship should do a better job.
Lambier getting hot. He's finding the mark and has 7. Remember the games against Boston, he was 0 for 3, came back with 27 the next day.
Now here we'll see that pick and roll with Magic and Kareem. There's the switch. Dumars ends up against Kareem, but it doesn't do any good because Kareem cannot even make the little short layup.
Well, let's go back in history. When the Lakers have been down 1-0 in the finals, it's happened only 3 times, and they won 2 out of those 3. But down 2 is another story. And of course, people argue how important is game number 1 in any 7-game series. Bill, you may have an opinion about that.
Well, I don't know how important it was in this series. I think this game is even more important. I thought game 1, both teams were feeling each other out. They had not played a great deal against each other, so it was, you know, just like a prize fight, just feeling each other out in the first round.
Kareem finally hits his first basket. He's 1 for 6 on the night. And the Lakers break a tie. Pistons have come back after trailing by 9 in that first period. Inside on Sally, and Kareem knocked it away. Sally yelling for a foul. He better get back up court. Magic all the way, gets the foul, but not the hoop. And Detroit will go to their bench. You'll see Adrian Dantley and James Edwards making his first appearance of game 2. What a story he was in the first game. To the Westchester Classic, and it's going to be awfully tight. You'll see 3rd round action Saturday beginning at 4 o'clock Eastern time, and we bring you the manufacturer's Hanover Westchester Classic.
Now in the last play, notice that John Sally has that good position and he reaches for the basketball. He's got to come out and meet it. There's an old saying in the NBA, you give up position for possession.
James Edwards into the ball game, maybe the biggest story for the Detroit Pistons. Had 8 points and 5 rebounds in 17 minutes and a solid impact in game number 1. The question is, will he follow the likes of Bill Walton and Michael Thompson as the addition during the year that helps the team go over the top?
Well, you know Chuck Daly is hoping that.
Acquired from Phoenix. And the big boost, the 7'1". 2 free throws by Magic Johnson, his first points of the game. He has yet to take a shot from the field. And the Lakers lead by 4 with 9:22 to go in the first half. Edwards. They doubled. Dantley hits the easy shot. And Dantley has 8 points to lead the Pistons.
Detroit loves a team to double team them. They feel they can get a good shot every time the double team occurs. They try to force the double team.
Worthy finds an opening, goes in, and Edwards gets a piece of it. AC Green blocked by Vinnie Johnson. 2 great defensive plays by Edwards and Vinnie Johnson. Dumars and Dantley. Edwards, finger roll, follow up. He had 3 shots at it. Vinnie Johnson connects, and that's a big one for the Detroit Pistons, who have tied it up, pounding the offensive play.
And again, we see the bench of the Detroit Pistons. We see Vinnie Johnson blocking a shot, making the field goal, and Edwards just relentless on the offensive glass.
8:20 to go in the first half. The Pistons did it at both ends there beautifully. Dantley knocks it out of bounds. Byron Scott, who scored 9 points in the first quarter, will check back in for the Lakers.
Now here's Vinnie Johnson, 6'2", blocking the 6'9" AC Green shot. He said, who did that? Not the little guy, Vinnie Johnson.
Going out is James Worthy, and Worthy scored 11 points in the first quarter. And a loose ball foul. Loose ball foul against Magic Johnson. Check that, Vinnie Johnson on the foul. His first.
You get the feeling watching Magic, he's not as aggressive with the basketball normally. That flu might be affecting him offensively.
He had to come out for a stretch earlier than normal in the first quarter. Magic shooting with 6 on the shot clock and hit. First field goal of the game for Irvin Johnson.
He looks like he's laboring, running up and down the court. And I think Pat Riley would love to get him breathers, each period to keep him as fresh as possible.
Kareem fouls Edwards. Right now, let's quickly go over to James Brown. JB?
All right, Dick. Gary Vitti, the trainer for the Los Angeles Lakers, said that Magic Johnson is very winded. He doesn't know whether or not the Pistons have noticed that, but he's aware of it. Right now, Magic is doing his best to disguise it so the Pistons don't get any incentive from it. Dick?
All right, James, thank you very much. Kareem's first foul.
I guarantee you the Piston players realize it.
Vinnie Johnson working against Scott. Foul, and he'll go to the line, and that is the third team foul against the Lakers. Byron Scott committing the foul, 2 on Byron. The Pistons bench, a big story, the way they dominated the Lakers in game 1, outscoring them 32-4. Those were the 4. And you're looking at one of them right here. Vinnie Johnson, mentioned, did not have a good regular season, but came alive in the playoffs. He had 16 points on 7 of 11 from the field. Detroit continuing their bench domination. 1 out of 2 for Vinnie Johnson. And the Lakers lead is sliced to 1. And they're making Magic work. Dumars.
Well, that's one of the reasons you want to make them work. If they see that fatigue, they're going to put as much defensive pressure on him as they can.
And illegal defense called against the Pistons. Danley, the guilty party. That's a warning. The next time they call it is, of course, a technical foul. 31-30, the Lakers lead. Their biggest margin was 9 points. Detroit led by 5 very early. And Magic Johnson gets all the way inside.
He's so quick. He did not see that double team come down, and he just capitalized on his quickness and size.
Just under 7 minutes to go in the half. Lakers by 3. Green on Danley. They isolate him. And the fall away by AD, no good. Scott, the Lakers to run here. Cooper spots up for a 3. Rodman the rebound, and a loose ball foul has been called against the Lakers. And it's AC Green who stomps his feet, but that's 3 on AC Green.
And that means that a decision has to be made by Pat Riley. Does he bring Rampus in?
Downtown Los Angeles. LA has been the scene of the finals for several years now. The Detroit Pistons battling the Lakers. We're at the Forum in Inglewood, California, where Magic Johnson has scored the last 6 points for LA, but he looks like he is laboring out there, William.
No question about it. Just take a look at his face. You can see that there's fatigue in that face.
How do you look at this game overall? Both teams have gone back and forth. Right now, it's a 3-point Laker lead. Where is it?
Detroit has to be ecstatic at this point. They haven't had any real good offensive spurt. The Lakers have tried to get that fast break going, but they haven't been able to do it consistently.
AC Green is out of the ball game. Worthy, Kareem, and Magic Johnson, the Lakers showing that trap.
1-3-1 trap.
Isaiah in trouble, gets it to Vinnie Johnson. Pistons are not finding the open man. They have 4 seconds to try a shot. They may not get one off. They finally get a wild shot off at the buzzer, but the Laker trap was beautiful there.
Good job by Pat Riley.
Magic foul going to the hoop.
He came out of that timeout, caught the Pistons by surprise. They weren't ready for it. Now you see Isaiah Thomas trying to set up what they want to do offensively against the trap, but the Pistons never get into it, and Isaiah's left stranded out there and has no choice but throw that to the basket.
James Edwards committing the foul, his first fourth-team foul for Detroit, each team with 4. Worthy against Rodman. Rodman commits the foul, 15 foul, and Worthy will shoot 2.
Now, I want you to watch the feet of Dennis Rodman at the defensive end of the court against Worthy. Just watch his feet beating Worthy to the spot. Beats him over there. Comes back, he's right there in his face. That's a tough call against Rodman. Looked like Worthy might have created the contact.
Worthy misses the first free throw. He scored 11 points in the first quarter to lead the Lakers. He is still their leading scorer and was the leading scorer in the playoffs. Misses both free throws. Came in averaging nearly 80% from the line in the postseason.
Here comes the trap again.
10 on the shot clock. James Edwards doubled. Got the rebound. Let's see if the Lakers push it up. They do. Magic. Blocked by Vinnie Johnson. Another great defensive play by Vinnie Johnson.
He's only supposed to play offense.
A microwave is supposed to heat it up scoring, not the defense. I don't get the nickname there. Vinnie Johnson, short, air ball. But Rodman saves it. 33-30 Lakers.
5 seconds on the 24-second clock.
Vinnie Johnson misses. And a foul. Worthy had the rebound, and the Pistons fouled him.
Now watch Vinnie Johnson. He's back there with Cooper. Magic tries to duck under, gets a piece of that shot. But this series has turned into a great defensive battle. We've seen how many times now in this first period where Detroit has been in a position where there's 2-3 seconds left on the 24-second clock, and they have to force a wild shot up.
Foul was on Rodman. So far in this game, the Pistons have 3 block shots, and in the series, they have 9 block shots to the Lakers' none.
And that is a little surprising because of all the penetration by the guards, Thomas and Vinnie Johnson getting into the lane. That's where you need your big people to block some shots.
Meanwhile, the Lakers have opened it up to a 5-point lead, 35-30, under 5 minutes to play, first half. Another low-scoring game. Danley finds Rodman. Dennis Rodman with his first points.
Rodman went up. It looked like he wanted to bank the shot at first and changed his mind in midair.
Off the foot, and here come the Pistons. 4-on-2 break. Danley going in against Cooper and is fouled by Michaels. Lakers' 5th foul, and Danley will shoot.
You know what was beautiful about that play? There was a 3-on-1 situation. Isaiah Thomas had choices of 3 people to find. He got it to the right man right here, Adrian Dantley, because only something good is going to come out of it, either 2 points or a foul.
You know, there have been times that Dantley and Isaiah Thomas reportedly have not seen eye to eye. But that is not the problem anymore. And in fact, Isaiah said after they beat Boston, I'm glad for Adrian Dantley after 12 years in the league.
They're probably rooming together now. When you win, all those little problems that might go on in a locker room are eliminated.
Laybeer has come in for James Edwards. (35-33) the Lakers.
Again, going into Kareem, not even double teaming him.
Now they do. And they nearly tie him up. And instead, there's a Piston foul. And Kareem will shoot 2. Kind of a reach-in foul. And Dantley picks up his second. Kareem has 2 points thus far. Dantley's first foul as we check on the personals here.
You know, one thing Pat Riley said that gives this Laker team a problem defensively is when they do isolate, and that's either usually Benny Johnson or Adrian Dantley, it freezes the defensive players. They're standing there waiting for that player to move. There's not any rhythm defensively for his ball club.
4 minutes remaining in the first half. Dick Stockton and Bill Cunningham. Game 2 NBA Finals. Pistons lead 1-0 in games, trailed by 4 in this one. No basket, and the Lakers were pushing before the shot. James Worthy's foul, and that'll be his first, and Dantley will shoot. Chuck Daly, you name the level, he's coached at high school in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. An assistant at college at Duke, head coach at Boston College at Penn, and Cleveland and Detroit here in the NBA. One thing, the crowd has certainly quieted down since that early burst by the Lakers to give them a 9-point lead there. Crowd looking to get going again.
Dead. It's dead in here. And that, you know what, you got to give the credit to the Pistons. It's just their defense. They have just taken this Laker team out of any rhythm and flow. They haven't been able to sustain anything.
Magic finds an opening and goes in, gets the basket and the foul. Pure brilliance by Magic Johnson there.
Well, he just saw that crack and was able to penetrate. And first thing he did, he made sure he was going to get to the foul line. And then, as you'll see right here, watch him read the play. He knows he can get the foul. He leads into Lambier and draws the foul. And there's the field goal.
Second foul on Lambier, and Magic Johnson has all 9 of his points in the second quarter. Again, the Lakers are up by 5. Rodman posting up.
Because of the length of time when this Detroit team uses up that clock, they'll use up 22, 23 seconds of the 24-second clock.
The Forum in Inglewood, California, the scene of the second game of the NBA Finals. The Lakers lead the Pistons 40-35. Lakers need this game. Make no mistake about it. Their must game has come up early in this series. They're up 41-35. You saw Edwards replace Lambier, and here's the trap again by the Lakers. It's been successful. 9 on the shot clock. Sally handling the ball. Dumars hits.
That was a big shot for Detroit. They were really struggling. They're out of sync against this trap. Pat Riley will go to it anytime he gets a chance because it is effective.
Dumars' first basket of the game. And Dumars is guarding Kareem. Picked up by Sally, and the arcing shot works, and Kareem has 7 points in this quarter after getting shut out in number 1.
Tell me this isn't a crazy game. Kareem hits a fadeaway jump shot with Sally almost blocking it and can't hit the skyhook.
That's why it's a great game. You can't figure it out. Edwards, long range. Magic gets the loose ball. Lakers can open up an 8-point lead. 2 minutes to go in the half. Byron stopped. LA. Timeout, Detroit. Game 3 will come your way Sunday on CBS Sports beginning at 3:30 Eastern Time. And right now, let's send it over to Pat O'Brien. Pat?
All right, Dick, thank you very much. Once again, we find ourselves with a busy halftime, and so on the Prudential at the half, we've got some sports news for you. Larry Brown's name has come up again, and we'll have all that for you. They call him Riles, but you might want to call him GQ Man. We'll profile the coach and his secret weapon. And would you pay $190 a game to be near a celebrity? We'll show you who does and why. In fact, this is Johnny Carson's seat, but he's working tonight. All that at a familiar place, the Prudential at the half. See you then.
All right, Pat, you know, at the Silver Dome, they could very well break the all-time playoff attendance mark. It's 40,000 plus at Seattle, and they could have crowds of upwards of 50,000, although 50,000 is not a sure thing yet for the games there. It's going to be pretty loud in any event, Bill.
It'll be more than 50,000.
Dumars, short. Edwards gets fouled on the follow, but Edwards worked his way in. Now Chuck Nevitt, who has a championship ring, and Billy Crystal talking things. This is nice for Billy, isn't it?
Yeah. I said, well, you know, where are you performing next week, Billy? Need any help with your routine?
He's saying to Chuck, well, you were marvelous when you were with the Lakers, and you're marvelous now that you're with Detroit. Edwards misses the first free throw. He is 0 for 5 from the field. Jabbar committed the foul, his second, and Edwards misses from the line. So he has drawn the big donut so far tonight. 45-37, and the Lakers can establish their biggest lead of the game with a basket. Nearly a minute and a half to go in the first half. 6 on the shot clock. They knock it away. No, Kareem hits the skyhook. And a 10-point lead for the Lakers.
Well, we see the confidence is back with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
They're on a 10-2 run now, the Lakers.
And it all starts right here at the defensive end of the court. Look at the pressure by Cooper. Scott's all over Isaiah.
Thomas goes for a three. Dantley at the other end, working his way for a foul. Doesn't get it. And Edwards swoops in for a stop. Under a minute now, and it's 47-39 LA.
Right now, I'd have to think Detroit is very fortunate to be only down 8 points.
Six on the shot clock, 37 in the game clock. Worthy goes right around but travels. And the Pistons take over with 36 seconds remaining.
Now what we're seeing is now the Lakers are playing the style of ball that the Pistons want them to play. Slow down, using a lot of the clock, 24-second clock before taking attempt at the baskets.
Sally going in is fouled. The Lakers again trapping through most of half court. Worthy is second.
Well, Detroit against the trap, what they want to do is the same thing that we saw Utah do against the Lakers. Try to get the ball into the middle as Utah try to get it to Carmelo and then look to attack the basket.
John Sally on the free throw line with 24 seconds to go. Detroit has hit 12 of 19 from the line. He missed them both. Scott the rebound, and the Lakers can play for the last shot.
And that's the 4th straight free throw missed by this Piston ball club.
Lakers leading by 8. Playing it out. Magic wheels it in with 4 seconds to go. He's got 11 points in the second quarter. 11 in the game. Cooper. And the Lakers playing like defending champions after an early struggle. That'll give Detroit series at 1 game apiece as we again welcome you to CBS Sports coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals. And the trailing team is the Detroit Pistons as you look at the Griffith Park Observatory. And James Brown caught up with Chuck Daly outside the Piston dressing room to talk about it.
Coach, the gist of your halftime conversation.
One word, aggressiveness. That's what we had the other night. They've got it tonight. Second thing is we've missed 10 free throws, and we're 2 for 6 against the trap. Their aggressiveness defensively is taking us out of our game. We've got to come back and respond and make the extra pass. But I think we've got a shot, but they're playing awfully tough tonight.
Defensively, they have been
pretty concise by an ex-broadcaster and talking to an ex-coach who's now a broadcaster. In the previous games this year, the Lakers have outscored the Pistons by 17 in their 2 regular season, by 5 the other night. The Lakers have done well in third quarters.
Oh, they're an outstanding team in the third quarter. And what Chuck Daly said, that aggressiveness, they have to come out, their guards, especially Detroit, and be extremely aggressive against the Lakers and establish something because the Lakers had control of that first half.
Let's take a look at the statistics for halftime right now. The leading scorers, James Worthy and Adrian Dantley in the game. Although Dantley hasn't been quite as explosive, we still have a half to go. Fast breaks, the Lakers have the edge. And the shooting story. Magic is 4 for 5, and Scott the same, 4 for 5 shooting. Detroit way down to 33%, so they have missed some shots. And we'll see what the second half brings as the Pistons come out with Adrian Dantley and Rick Mahorn at forward. Bill Laimbeer at center. He's playing with 3 fouls, and Thomas and Dumars at guard. For the Lakers, it's the usual cast. Magic, Scott, Worthy, Green, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And we'll see Magic matched up against Laimbeer.
Mahorn going in and is fouled, draws the foul. Rick Mahorn not getting much of a chance to play much because of the back injury, but he got Kareem to pick up his 3rd foul.
I think that move shocked Kareem. He didn't expect that. You know, playing against Mahorn, he's been able to just float a little bit at the defensive end of the court, Kareem, and concentrate a little bit more offensively.
Last year, during the regular season, he averaged nearly 11 a game. He's only 3 points in the playoffs, so the Pistons have not been able to count on him, although he was a big part of their regular season success.
Well, Jack McCluskey felt before Rick Mahorn was injured that he was the most valuable player on this Piston ball club.
Interesting. 49-41 Lakers.
Here we see that aggressiveness coming out from the Pistons, looking to pick up full court pressure.
On the shot clock. Kareem with a nifty sky hook, and Abdul-Jabbar has 11 points. He only scored 8 points in game 1.
He can't do it every night, but when there's a big game on the line like this one is for the Lakers, he responds.
Up to 10-point lead again for LA. Magic doing a good job keeping Danley away. Now Green picks him up. Double team. Thomas. Laimbeer with a follow. Pistons had only 1 man. That was Danley in double figures. 3 for the Lakers in the first half. Green. AC Green left open. Hits again.
Well, that's what the Pistons want to do. They want to come down and double team off AC Green, and he burned them that time.
And in a half elapsed, 3rd quarter, 53-43 in favor of LA, and Thomas tiptoes down the baseline for the basket. He has 7. Scott missing outside, and now the Pistons coming back with a 3-on-3. Danley. Open man is Dumars. And he's been cold. Joe Dumars so far is 1 for 7 from the field.
He's not going up strong for that jump shot. He's very passive on it.
No! Double on Kareem. Worthy foul. And that's the first Piston foul of the second half. There's a horde of photographers who are forced to sit on the sideline. Tremendous press coverage, not only from this country, but internationally as well, for these NBA finals, and a tremendous appeal does the NBA and the championship round have internationally. 67 countries are witnessing these finals on television.
Now defensively, we've seen the Lakers react very well to the double team. AC Green hit the jump shot. The double team came down off Worthy, and he responded going to the basket.
Worthy makes 1 out of 2. The foul was on Dumars, his 2nd. 9-point lead for the Lakers, just under 10 minutes remaining in the first.
Now you notice that Detroit has put Isaiah Thomas on the baseline, making him the shooting guard because Dumars is struggling.
7 on the shot clock. Worthy helps against Danley, who hits the jumper, and Danley, who leads the Pistons now with 13.
Well, he just is hitting everything he throws up there in these first 2 games.
Magic misses the rebound. Mahorn outlet pass to Dumars. Magic is back defending, and Dumars gets the hoop, and it's now a 6-point affair.
And the tempo is picking up in this 3rd period. We're seeing both teams trying to push the ball up and down the court.
And this is not the Pistons running team. That's when they have Rodman and Sally do they like to run more. Worthy with a great spin move against Isaiah Thomas. Had a lot of height advantage there. Scott trying to stay close to Thomas and help against Danley, who remains dead-eye. Adrian Danley, 15 points. And a pushing foul against Detroit. Isaiah Thomas.
Interesting to see now Detroit and LA are trying to run even after made field goals.
This is the Throng at the Forum in Inglewood. Dick Stockton and Bill Cunningham. Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Pistons won Game 1 here in a stunning upset. Lakers lead by 5 here in the third quarter. 8:35 to go. Green blocked by Mahorn, and then a reach-in foul. May have been against Stanley. We'll check.
And now that's 3 times they've double-teamed Detroit on the postman. On Kareem, now on Magic Johnson, and they're finding the open man. We're seeing a Laker team now that is moving without the basketball.
Secret to success, huh?
Making the extra pass at the offensive end of the court, and that's what the Lakers are doing right now.
Stanley committing his second foul. AC Green. Top rebounder in the regular season for the Lakers. You consider they got him at the end of the first round. Having won a title, that's tremendous work by Jerry West and company. 58-51 Lakers. Laimbeer finds Mahorn, and Kareem has picked up another foul. That'll be his third.
Now, one thing about this Piston offense, it's very simple. They go to the hot hand, and that's Adrian Dantley. Number 2, they like to see teams double team because they are a perimeter shooting ball club.
Michael Thompson replaces Abdul-Jabbar. 58-51. Lakers with 2 team fouls, 3 for Detroit. Worthy now on Dantley. Laimbeer for 3, wild shot, missed. And a loose ball foul has been called against the Lakers by Ed Rush.
They got Magic Johnson for pushing Joe Dumars.
Second on Magic. 13.
Yeah, that was right here. Well, in that picture, we don't see Magic Johnson pushing Joe Dumars at all. Maybe it happened beforehand.
They still don't double Dantley. Now they do. Dumars in the lane. Good inner passing by the Pistons, and the Laker lead cut to 5.
And all of a sudden, we're seeing a different Rick Mahorn looking for the basketball, and his teammates finding him.
Pass to Thompson. He loses it out of bounds. Magic try to get it to him. And Detroit now, Pat Riley anxiously looks up at the scoreboard and the chance to cut it to 3.
Now Dantley is calling for the basketball. He wants it. He's going to try and take control of the game.
Dumars wide open, hits, and the Lakers, one time at a 10-point lead, now up 58-55.
And we see the penetration by the guard finding the open man.
Timeout, the Lakers. They hope that the third quarter could give them quite a run on Detroit and maybe put them away. That hasn't happened.
Now, one thing is happening right now. We're seeing Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars right here being able to penetrate that Laker defense. They weren't able to do that in the first half. We see it's night and day now for the Pistons, who only shot 33% in the first half.
Magic Johnson, big basket following the timeout, and of course that offensive efficiency has to do with scoring off of possessions. 60-55 the Lakers. Nearly 7 minutes remaining. Six on the shot clock. Laimbeer looking into Mahorn. Scott comes down with it. Magic shadowed by Dumars. Worthy foul. Speaking of fouls, they changed a foul earlier in the quarter to Kareem, who now has 4 fouls. So he is on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Mahorn commits the foul. Worthy will shoot. Worthy leading with 16 points, misses the free throw.
And he's struggling from the free throw line.
4 for 8 from the line for James Worthy. Makes 1, and it's a 6-point lead for the Lakers. Dumars Magic tries to get it inside, finds Lane Beer.
And again, we see the penetration of the guards.
Scott trying to penetrate for LA. Rebound by Magic. Worthy, that is. Lane Beer clears the boards, and a lead pass will be overthrown for Thomas. Lane Beer had spotted him. Just a bit too much.
It was a good idea by Lambier looking for it, but obviously he's not a quarterback.
61 to 57. 6 minutes remaining. Third quarter. Mahorn playing a lot of minutes here in the second half. Worthy with a great balancing act. Hung in the air for eternity, it seems.
And we see an adjustment being made by the Pistons. They're not coming down and double teaming the post player, which they did early in this period.
19 for Worthy, despite bothered by the hip pointer. 5:35 in the third remaining. 7 on the shot clock. And a foul against the Lakers. Philly, are the Pistons spreading their offense enough? It looks like the Lakers don't have much to move to get the double.
Well, they should spread it out a little bit more and make a crisper pass. They're just standing around watching Dantley. And I think they should move a little bit more, because one thing about Adrian Dantley, when he played on other ball clubs, one of his reputations were that he wouldn't make that pass. And it was a great sales job by Chuck Daly to convince him that he will make his teammates better basketball players if he makes that pass.
Sally replaces Mahorn. He gave them good minutes here in the third. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 6-point game. Sally tries to force the pass inside, and it comes to Magic on the turnover. Scott. And they'll call the foul on Isaiah Thomas. And for Thomas, that'll be his 4th personal foul.
Now it's decision time for Chuck Daly, and he's answered that decision, bringing Vinnie Johnson in now for Isaiah Thomas.
Thomas trying to plead his case with Jess Kersey. Scott makes the first free throw, and he'll come out. Thomas will, having scored just 7 points, so we have not seen Isaiah Thomas explode offensively yet in this series. Scott makes the free throw.
Pistons have got to get a good shot offensively.
It is not all an LA crowd, as the Pistons have brought some of their fans. They'll bring a lot more of them in Game 3 on Sunday. Foul was on Worthy, picked up his 3rd. Both teams in the penalty, and Dantley on the free throw line. He's 7 for 8 from the line thus far.
Dantley said that this year, or this playoff, he has never played harder defenses since he was on the Olympic team in 1976. That's a lot of years he wasn't playing much defense.
65 to 59 in favor of the Lakers with just under 5 minutes remaining. Johnson gets by Dumars. Joe missed an assignment there on the pick and roll, so to speak, and Magic has 15.
That was a great pass by Worthy, right over the top.
Pistons cut the lead to 3. They had been down by as many as 10. Now it's an 8-point lead again. And on the line, it is still going to be Detroit ball. LA's ball.
Now you'll see Magic clearing through. There's the fine lob pass right there. No defensive help for Joe Dumars.
Vinnie Johnson. And a foul against Detroit. An obvious one.
Right here we'll see the shot, and a bad foul by John Sally. I don't know what he's thinking about right here, just throwing Michael Thompson to the floor.
John Sally's foul, his third. Rodman has come in replacing Sally for Detroit. Michael Thompson, look at the numbers. He has struggled in the playoffs in each succeeding series. Look at the numbers in rebounds going down. And of course, that's the last thing the Lakers need, with Kareem being up or down game to game.
And they need that offensive punch that he can bring off the bench to this ball club, and he's not supplying it in this series.
He missed a free throw, made one. 68-59, a 9-point lead for the Lakers. 4:15 to go in the third quarter.
One sure thing, the Pistons are not as aggressive with the basketball.
Cooper is now on Dantley, and now they double. Vinnie Johnson was shoved by Michael Thompson. If Cooper guards Dantley, there's a chance that Dantley, if he can, will try to post up Cooper. That's been their plan in the past.
And that's the big concern of Pat Riley, because Cooper is so quick, and we know what a great defensive ball player he is. He's been on the all-defensive team, I think, since they first started it. And, you know, I think he'll look to front him, get around on Dantley, and make it difficult to make that entry pass.
Heck, he's retired the trophy for the defensive.
He sure has.
Made 1 out of 2 and an 8-point Laker lead. 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Lakers led by 10 at the half. They were up by 5 after 1. Rodman on Worthy. Cooper. Lane Beer the rebound. Outlet to Vinnie Johnson. LA gets back defensively. Pistons don't look confident on the offensive end.
No, you remember at the start of this third period, they were pushing the ball even after made field goals, and they're not doing that. They're not getting into their offense as quickly as they did to start this period.
Olympic decathlon great Rayford Johnson in the crowd. Illegal defense called against the Lakers. That's the warning, their first violation. 3.5 to go in the third. Dantley got it from Cooper. Couple of fakes. Blocked by Michael Thompson. Good play by Michael Thompson.
That was swarming defense by the Lakers.
Scott with a pump and a basket. And it's a 10-point lead again.
And that's what the Lakers have to do to win this ball game. Transition basketball, and all starts at the defensive end.
Matches LA's biggest lead of the game. Dumars against Worthy. Worthy on him. Goes right around Worthy. Gets the basket and is fouled. Quickness by Joe Dumars like a flash.
And that's what they need, an aggressive offensive player. Okay, right here we see that replay. Watch the swarming defense by the Lakers, leading to 2 points.
Coming in July,
The Forum in Inglewood, California. Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Late in the third, 70-62 Lakers right now. James Brown has one of the greats in the game now.
All right, Dick, one of the stars that show up, Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks. And Dominique, we're watching Adrian Dantley, who at only 6'4.5", continues to amaze with his inside game. You played him game in, game out. What do you do to stop him?
Well, the thing about it, first of all, AD is a very strong player, and he has great moves off his man when you get up tight on him. I think the best way you play Adrian is that you have to back off him, give him the jump shot early in the game, because if you start missing a couple early in the game, you know, I think you've done a pretty successful job on him. It started to lose, I think, a little confidence, and then, you know, you can dig yourself a hole, because he's a great driver off the dribble. So you got to try to force him out away from the basket and hopefully get a little help.
You averaged over 30 points a game against the Celtics. Detroit took the Celtics to 7 games. Were you upset when you saw them pull it out?
Well, it was really great for Detroit, because it showed that, you know, that the Celtics can be beaten. But the thing is with us is that, you know, both teams played so great. I mean, it could have went either way. I think both teams did everything they could to win them games.
All right, Dominique Wilkins here enjoying the game. Let's go back to Dick Stockton.
All right, James. Dumars completes the 3-point play. A little pressure by the Pistons. 70-63.
Well, you know who Adrian Dantley's idol is, or was anyway, when he was in high school, and that was James Brown.
We're only kidding. He was quite an athlete and a great basketball player at Harvard. Desperation shot by Scott misses, and the Pistons with a chance to cut it to 5. LA led by 10 at the half. Detroit narrowed it to 3, and that's been the closest the Pistons have been here in this third quarter. Dumars loses it in the crowd to Cooper. 2:15 to go. Cooper, foul going in. Stanford defeated Cal State Fullerton 4-1. That's the first loss for Cal State Fullerton. Other teams, Arizona State, still very much alive, and you'll see the final. College World Series Saturday on CBS. Foul was on Laimbeer, 4 on Bill, so Thomas and Laimbeer each with 4 for Detroit.
That last time down, Dumars had Worthy beat, but that team defense of the Lakers is really swarming right now.
And because of the fouls, Laimbeer and Thomas are on the bench. Sally has replaced him, and Vinnie Johnson teaming with Dumars at the backcourt. Cooper makes both free throws.
Now we see the Lakers go into their 1-3-1 trap.
It worked for them to good advantage in the first half.
And they want to go to it when Laimbeer and Isaiah Thomas are out of the game.
Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Sally with 5 seconds on the clock. 2 seconds. They're not going to get it off. They do after the 24-second clock. To boot, there was a 3-second violation called against Detroit. So LA's trap has been a big factor in this one to this point.
The Pistons are afraid of it, it looks like right now. They're not aggressive looking to attack it. Chuck Daly is very frustrated because I know they've worked on him every day in practice.
Rodman is on Worthy, and Rodman ties him up and commits the foul. That'll send Worthy to the free throw line.
Now we see the swarming trap by the Lakers right here, and what's happening is the Pistons are all out of position. They were supposed to attack it in a 2-1-2 set. I'll do that one more time. 2-1-2 set.
Because if you go to 7 and 9, I know they can't do that. Worthy. He has struggled from the line, virtually 50%, but a good game overall with 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists for James. Against the trap. Pistons down by 10 and a steal by Byron Scott. And the Lakers making a statement here in the third quarter.
Again, that defense.
Biggest lead of the ball game for LA with 1:11 remaining. Sally off the glass.
And that's what you have to do against the trap. You have to treat it like it's a weakness and attack it when there's an opening.
Under a minute now remaining in the third. 75-65 Lakers. They were up by 5 after 1, 10 at the half. Magic short with the hook. And here comes Detroit. They have a 4-on-2 break. Sally has it blocked by Cooper, and Vinnie Johnson follows in with the basket.
Well, that was a break for the Pistons, and they turn it over the Lakers.
They got impatient trying to get up court for a quick shot, and now Detroit has it again.
And the reason I say that was a bad decision by Vinnie Johnson, because he should have given it up, shouldn't have given it to John Sally that far out on the court. A big man should get it one step and then the basket. What a play by Cooper blocking that shot.
19 on the shot clock. You see the game clock here in the third, and an 8-point Laker lead. Vinnie Johnson finds the ball again. Dantley gets the basket and the foul. I don't know how he did it, Bill. I don't have any idea.
6'4" and awfully strong. I wonder if James Brown taught him that move in high school.
Thomas almost fell off the bench. They had Lakers all over Dantley here.
You know, you get the feeling in this ball game, you're ready to say, well, the Lakers are just going to take control of this ball game, but the Pistons just hang in there and hang in there.
You can't shake this Detroit club. Cooper commits the foul. They missed the free throw, could have cut the lead to 5, and now the Lakers can play for the last shot of the third quarter. Whatever happens, they'll have the lead with 12 minutes to go. They can roll. Thompson. They'll call the foul. Rodman running away. He thought he had all ball. Not so, says everyone.
Well, Dennis Rodman comes from the foul line to block this shot. Watch him coming from the rear. Oh, good call by the official. Looked like it came right across Michael Thompson's arm.
Rodman has 4 fouls, so Laimbeer, Thomas, and Rodman all with 4. And Michael Thompson on the line trying to break a 6-0 Detroit run. He does. 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 1 out of 2 and 3 seconds to go. And the buzzer sounds. And that'll do it for the third quarter. That is the end of 3 here in game 2. 76-69, the Lakers. And we'll return to the Forum in Inglewood after this message and a word from your local. To CBS Sports, exclusive coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals. And after 3 quarters of play, they're happy at the Forum after a sad departure from the place early in game number 1 when the Pistons won 105-93. The Lakers lead 76-69. Look at the free throws, and Detroit has missed 10. The Lakers have missed 9.
There's no excuse for that. Neither team is doing the job on the foul line, and it makes a world of a difference. Now we see Rodman out defensively against Magic Johnson.
Rodman playing with 4 fouls. Thomas is back in also with 4. Scott puts a fake on Isaiah. In and out. Rebound by Mahorn. Laimbeer on the bench. He has 4 fouls too. Sally inside draws the foul. Boy, if being 6'11" or 7 feet with that long reach helps him there.
Good long pass. Now, 2 things happen when Rodman moves to Magic Johnson. Number 1, Chuck Daly wants to take away Magic Johnson's post-up offensively. And also, anytime there's a pick and roll involving Magic, they can switch in that case because Rodman can play any of the big people. And matter of fact, the big man coming in right now, we might see at some point in that series Rodman playing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I'm anxious to see that one.
Well, if you remember Christmas Day, we saw Rodman play Patrick Ewing and do a good job battling him down in the low post.
All 3 of the Laker front court starters, Worthy, AC, Green, and Kareem, have 4 personal fouls. Sally connects on 1 out of 2, and it's a 6-point Laker lead. Half a minute going by, 4th period. Lakers trying to draw even in the finals. At 1 apiece, Pistons would relish a 2-0 road lead, but it'll be tough.
We see them switching right there as soon as Magic comes off the screen.
Mahorn guarding Kareem. Wild skyhook. And the Pistons can cut it to 4. Detroit lost by 7 in the regular season here. Mahorn working against Michael Thompson with a great baseline spin move.
Well, we're seeing a new Rick Mahorn. He decided, hey, it's my turn in the second half.
7 for Rick Mahorn. It's 76-72 Lakers. They were up by 12 at one point in the third. Magic draws the foul. He looks like he's gotten a little stronger since his problems with the flu earlier.
He sure does. And here we see Mahorn. Just look at the confidence. He wants to take this ball down low to Thompson, and he just makes a fine move on the baseline.
5 fouls on Rodman. Dennis Rodman has picked up 5. 1 more, and he's gone.
You know, watching Magic, it's so beautiful. The intelligence of this guy on the court. He sees what Detroit's going to do defensively against him on the pick and rolls and the post-up with Rodman out there, so he takes him one-on-one.
Magic hits the free throws, and the Lakers are up by 6. The Pistons have come back. They were down by 12. They cut it to 4. Now it's a 6-point game. 4th quarter. Detroit trying to win 2 on the road at the Forum. Rodman from Isaiah Thomas.
That always happened because of Vinnie Johnson's screen on the baseline.
78-74. Laker lead cut to 4. They go into Kareem with a short shot, and he hits it. Abdul-Jabbar with 13 points. He's at 5 out of 6 after a bad start again. He missed his first 5 shots tonight. Quick pass tip. Mahorn, short jumper. And the Pistons hang in down again, 80-76.
Well, that was a break for the Pistons because a Laker got a hand on that pass and it deflected right to Mahorn.
Rodman playing with 5 fouls. Thomas in there with 4. Isaiah all over Scott. Kareem wants the ball. He's got it. Knocked away by Mahorn. And 5 seconds for the Lakers to attempt the shot. And a timeout with 9:36 to go in the 4th. It's starting to get a bit tense early here. Under 50%. Keep in mind that the Lakers were under 50% shooting in all of their 7 losses in the playoffs thus far. Marina Del Rey. Boy, it's awfully pretty out here in Southern California, Bill.
Well, we're going to go to a pretty place next week. We're going to Detroit. Now, when you're playing against Vinnie Johnson right here, Michael Cooper has to concentrate strictly on him and not looking to give any help. We'll see Vinnie Johnson come over and set a screen. Magic will move over here and set a screen and allow Rodman to go free for that layup. Cooper reacts a little late, and that all happens because Vinnie Johnson is such a threat offensively. Again, we see him setting that good back screen.
The Piston bench again doing a tap dance on the Lakers. They've outscored the LA reserves 21-7 in this game after the big Game 1 onslaught. Cooper in the corner for 3. Sally, the rebound for Detroit. They can cut it to 2.
It looked like Isaiah Thomas just ran right over Cooper when he shot that basketball. No foul called.
Cooper is guarding Vinnie Johnson. Mahorn brings Kareem out. Rebound Vinnie Johnson. And a foul called against the Lakers, their second team foul. Pistons have 1.
Again, we see Vinnie Johnson on the offensive boards hurting the Lakers.
AC Green has come in replacing Michael Thompson. That foul was on Thompson, his 3rd. Nearly 3 minutes gone by in the final period. Rodman with the offensive rebound in the basket. The best offensive rebounding small forward cuts the lead to 2.
And now we're watching a Laker team that looks like they have cement shoes on, not reacting at all at the defensive end of the court.
One thing, the Pistons love playing defense. Their eyes light up when they play it. Normally it's hard work. They enjoy it. Magic. And it's still Laker ball with 5 seconds to try a shot.
Now here's Dennis Rodman getting to the offensive boards. You see he's in that position before the shot is even taken, and Magic is having a tough time with that matchup.
Into Kareem. Off the mark for the turnaround. Isaiah Thomas the rebound, and the Pistons can tie it up. Sally to Mahorn. New ball game. 80-80 with 8:24 to play. The last tie was at 29 early in the second quarter. Timeout, Pat Riley. The Pistons keep coming. They were down by 12, and they've knotted it up here in the fourth. That's the Pistons in their huddle. We got 8 minutes, baby. This is a together ball club, and as you pointed out, when you're winning, it's kind of easy, Bill.
And they're alive right now in that huddle. They're excited. They believe they have a chance right now coming back. Now the Lakers have to get in gear. They have what we saw in the first half, that aggressive defense. They have to get themselves running.
With 1:23 left in the 3rd, the Lakers led by 12. Since then, Detroit has outscored them 17-5. Plenty of time remaining, but the Pistons have come back to tie it up. Magic Johnson, foul, and will go to the line. Vinnie Johnson on the foul that time. Team fouls are 2 apiece here in this 4th quarter.
You know, you see the flexibility that Chuck Daly has with his bench. We're seeing Rick Mahorn in this half playing back up to Bill Laimbeer. Usually we've been seeing James Edwards come off the bench. so he can just shuffle and do so many things. And Chuck Daly goes with a hot player, and he saw early in this half that Mahorn was rolling, and he just substituted him into center position.
Great flexibility, and that's why you could stop a player, and another one's going to come in the next game and deliver. Who expected Rick Mahorn with those numbers tonight? 11 points and 7 rebounds after just playing a few minutes and try to be a defensive presence inside.
Haven't we seen this all through the playoffs with this Detroit team, though, that it always seems like a new face each game comes out and does something to really help this ball club.
Dumars will be quiet, then he'll explode the next game. Lane Beer, and then he'll come back.
Vinnie Johnson, Dantley.
Hard to stop them all. 82-80, the Lakers regain the lead, however, on the free throws. Vinnie Johnson off the screen. Rodman trying to keep it going, but Green comes down with it. That's his 10th rebound. Clock. Magic with a runner, short. Worthy follows up with a basket.
The penetration of Magic Johnson allowed Worthy to get to the glass.
Worthy has 22, and the Lakers have scored 4 straight points following the timeout by Riley.
And it had to be a good one. He let them know what they're in for. Hey, this is a do-or-die game for the Lakers.
Mahorn. Rodman follows up. Green with his 11th rebound. 7:15 to go in the fourth. The Lakers making their run here, it seems. Scott taken down by Sally. 3-on-1 break. Rodman, Sally, the trailer, and a picture book fast break for Detroit.
Well, this is the speed team for Chuck Daly in there when he has Rodman and Sally. The 2 live bodies that he has in there, they're just so active offensively and filling lanes.
Rodman playing with 5 fouls, a reminder. There are several with 4 in the game. Kareem tipped up by A.C. Green. Vinnie Johnson fighting for the glass. And the Lakers will have possession and a new clock.
Now, it all started with the outlet pass by John Sally, and we'll see he's going to get a little pass right there from Isaiah saying, thank you, big fella, for getting it out.
Whatever happens from here on in this game, I don't think the Pistons have come in with any fear of playing in the NBA Finals.
They appear to really like to play on the road in the playoffs.
Won 5 of their last 6. This one up for grabs. They isolate Worthy against Sally. 6 on the clock. Worthy tips it in. James Worthy tipped it in
with his left hand. Some play by James Worthy.
86-82, nearly halfway through this fourth quarter. Worthy leads the Lakers with 24. Dantley is on the bench, top man for the Pistons with 19. Vinnie Johnson short. Mahorn has it slapped away. Vinnie Johnson loses it. Kareem. And the Piston foul. Big pass by Kareem at the other end, and he gets a wave of congratulations from Magic Johnson.
Let me tell you, we are seeing some spurts out here of some of the best defense I've ever seen. After that timeout, the Lakers defense has just gone up 3 or 4 notches.
Lane Beer with 4 fouls replaces Sally, who has 3. But more important, the foul on this last play was on Isaiah Thomas, who now has 5. So Rodman and Thomas, each with 5 fouls, within 1 of being disqualified. Thomas has scored 7, Dumars 9, so the guards have not scored. The starters, anyway, for Detroit.
Yeah, that's a tough decision for Chuck Daly, putting Isaiah Thomas down on the court, on the bench, because he is the leader of this ball club, and if Vinnie Johnson or Dumars don't do something productive out here, we'll see him very quickly.
Vinnie Johnson has missed his last 5 from the field. Scott misses a free throw, made 1 out of 2. Now the Lakers are on a 7-2 run since the tie at 80. Nearly 5.5 to play in the fourth. Vinnie Johnson missed 6 in a row, and now the Lakers run it up. Scott, 20 for Byron Scott. Detroit. Important spurt by the Los Angeles Lakers here in the crucial moments of the fourth quarter. You're watching the 1988 NBA Finals on CBS Sports with the Lakers leading the Pistons 89-82. Pat Riley called a timeout with the game tied at 80. And it's been a 9-2 Laker run since then, Bill.
And it's been all their defense. They've just come out, they're more aggressive, playing the style of defense that Pat Riley felt they had to play if they were going to win this crucial game.
Sunday will be with you. Game 3, 3:30 Eastern from the Silverdome. The Lakers led from 3 minutes into the game. Detroit has tied it 3 times since, but the Lakers have responded on each occasion. Rodman didn't have control of the ball. And Magic comes down with it as we near 5 minutes on the clock. Detroit putting pressure on. 7 on the clock. Worthy sneaks inside and goaltending. Charge against Detroit as Lambeer got a piece of it above the cylinder.
Yeah, he put his hand right up through the basket.
That's not allowed, right?
That's a no-no. Right now is crucial for Detroit. They've got to get something offensively. They haven't been able to get into anything because of the defense of the Lakers.
7-0 LA run. 4:35 to go. If Detroit's going to make a further game, now's the time. Thomas is back in there. Gets the layup. Isaiah with 9. 7-point advantage. Team fouls, 3 for Detroit, 2 for the Lakers. Magic crashes in, and an offensive foul called against Irvin Johnson.
Well, Phil Lambeer was able to step in there and get that position and draw the charge.
3rd on Magic. So Detroit trying to get back in it, down by 7.
They can't make any mistakes when they get possession of the basketball.
And they've made a few thanks to the defense, although Isaiah Thomas penetrates and banks it in. 91-86, 4 minutes left.
And the Lakers must make sure they get into their offense and they run it crisply. The last time down, they were very sluggish.
Lambeer with 4 fouls. Magic. Great move. He changed hands baseline.
How many times have you seen that play? Kareem with the ball, Magic going baseline and getting the layup.
The lead again is 7 for the Lakers. Magic is 21. Worthy leads with 26. Rodman with a fall-away one-hander.
Well, Dennis Rodman offensively must do something going to the basket. He's not a standstill jump shooter.
Dumar's chasing Magic. He finds an opening and scoops it off the rim. Lambeer gets it to Isaiah. 3-on-1 break Detroit. Rodman stuffs it in, and it's 93-90 in favor of the Lakers. Nearly 3 minutes to go. So the Pistons on an 8-2 run. Now the spurt changed dramatically, and Pat Riley wants to talk it over. Lakers have had to battle, and this next 2:59 may mean everything to survive in this one.
Now, every coach in the NBA tells the player guarding Magic when Kareem has the ball in the post, don't leave him because he's going to go backdoor and get a layup, because that's the first option for Jabbar. And now we see Adrian Dantley finding the open man, Dennis Rodman, and watch this strong move to the middle, surprising Jabbar.
The scene outside the Forum, but all the excitement and action is inside. Dick Stockton and Bill Cunningham. There's the timeout story, plenty of them for both clubs. 2:56 to go, the Lakers by 3. Let's see what they do after another timeout by Riley. It worked the last time. Magic goes again to Kareem with 1 on the shot clock and hits the sky hook at the 24-second buzzer.
Isn't it something? Who do they go to coming out of a crucial timeout? They go to the old man, 41 years old. That shows you that the coach believes he still has it.
Lambeer with a fake. Kareem doesn't go for it, and traveling called against Laimbeer. Big turnover.
The last couple timeouts by both coaches, their teams have really responded. We see how Pat Riley's ball club has come out offensively as well as defensively.
Magic has had to labor despite being weakened somewhat because of the flu. He's answered it, though, hasn't he? Green with a jumper. So the Lakers come out of timeout with big baskets. They have 4 points the last time, 4 again as we get down to 2 minutes. 7-point lead. Thomas tipped up by Rodman, and it's a 5-point game.
Well, right now, Detroit has really got to pick it up defensively. Try to create a turnover, good pressure. Don't commit any silly fouls, whereas the Lakers, good patience offensively. Look for the man inside.
Rodman has 10 points in this fourth quarter, 10 of his 12. Kareem. Not that time, but a new clock, and it's stolen by Rodman. And now they blow the whistle. Jess Kersey goes over to talk to Chuck Daly.
The reason Jess Kersey is over there is he feels that Jabbar's hook shot did not hit anything, and they had reset the 24-second clock. And of course, Chuck Daly is very upset because Rodman steals the ball, has a chance for an easy 2 points. Now let's see if Jabbar's hook shot touches the basket or the backboard. And now let's take a look at this from above the rim.
Well, to be honest, you really can't tell for sure whether it skimmed the rim, although from the top it looked like it didn't hit it. But
now here's it from another angle. Boy, that's a tough call.
Tough call, and any replay, by the way, when it comes to something like this, is a matter of depth. This should show it.
It looked like it nicked right off the side of the rim.
You could see the changing direction of the ball slightly on that last replay. You think we have 3 or 4 more different angles? These guys are all over it.
That's a great job of the truck, finding all these different angles.
Yeah, and you can see the way the ball just stopped. It didn't stop the rotation a little bit when it hit it. Well, let's see what they ruled. The conference continues over at the scorer's table. Jess Kersey explaining things to Chuck Daly.
Right when you blew the whistle. Right when you blew the whistle.
97-92 Lakers if you're just punching into us with 1:35 to go.
Neither one of us had to hit the rim. 5 seconds on the shot.
5 seconds, I think. Ed Rush said over here.
So what that means is the officials feel that they made a mistake in regards to that shot attempt, and they're saying that it did not hit the rim, so they're giving the Lakers 5 seconds.
Time will tell whether it turns into a critical play. There's the 5 seconds and 1:35 to go. Magic is pushed by Dumars and will go to the line to shoot 2. What a brave game Magic Johnson has played, because we saw him in the first half and he looked like he was totally exhausted from the flu problem.
He just appears to have gotten stronger and stronger as this game has gone on.
Six-point lead. Daly's upset. 99-92. Timeout. The Lakers lead with 1:33 to go and a 7-point advantage. Tenuous even at this point. 92, the Lakers lead the Pistons in the waning moments, 1:33 remaining in game 2. And we want to remind you, we have the College World Series Championship game coming up Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time on CBS, followed by third-round action of the manufacturer's Hanover Westchester Classic. That'll be at 4 o'clock Eastern Saturday on CBS Sports.
Well, we had a look at 4 different angles before we could tell that the ball did hit the rim. And what this means is that the clock should have gone back to the 24 seconds. And that means that pass that was stolen by Rodman should have counted. But that was such a tough call for any official to make.
I would think so. You know, it's interesting. Adrian Dantley, who still is the leading scorer for the Pistons with 19 points, has played only 4 minutes in the 4th period and has only taken 1 shot because they want the running team out there, apparently. Isaiah Thomas, who has 5 personals. There's the timeout story. The Lakers still have 2 fouls to give.
Get to it!
Now, I would think that Detroit would look to get the ball in as quickly as they can, look for the 3 or take it to the basket.
Thomas goes in strong as a block by Worthy. Big defensive play.
Isaiah is down. It looked like he hurt his wrist.
It's 5 against 4. Now Thomas running back into the play. 99-92, 1:16 to go. The Lakers, with that defensive play, may be in charge here. Green draws the foul. Let's see Thomas again.
Now here's Isaiah going for the basket, and James Worthy times it beautifully, blocking the shot. And Isaiah bumps in to look like AC Green and fell on his wrist.
Thomas appears to be all right, although he didn't look that way there. And the Lakers go over 100. The Pistons giving up 100 points for only the 5th time in 18 playoff games.
And what we've seen is the world champions respond tonight. They knew this was a must-win for them, and they've come out and shown why they are the world champions.
And it doesn't matter where it is. It was a pressure game, even though it was at home, and they came through the way they have so many times in the previous tough series. 1:10 remaining in this game. And the series will continue Sunday. In fact, the next 3 games will be at the Silverdome. Sunday game 3 will be on the air at 3:30 Eastern time. They expect close to 40,000, maybe more, for that game in Pontiac for their first game ever of the NBA Finals. Okay, they're down by 9. The Pistons, 1:10 to go. What's the deal?
Pistons will look for the 3-pointer or drive to the basket. Lakers will switch everyone defensively.
Thomas will go for a 3. Sally, but it's Green who comes around for the rebound. He's got 13 in the game. Big board game for AC Green. Under a minute now. Pistons in the penalty. Any foul they commit will be a shoot. And Scott puts the nail in the coffin with a basket from the corner. It's over. 103-92, the Lakers lead. They got a scare, but they've survived. Isaiah Thomas fouled, will shoot 2 with 44 seconds to play. The score was 93-90 in favor of the Lakers, and they scored on 5 straight possessions. That was the story of this stretch drive in this game.
They've just responded. It just seemed like every time there was a timeout, they came out and really responded, especially defensively.
5 straight possessions, and the Pistons scored on only 1 of those possessions. So when it comes down to the crunch, you saw who had it tonight. Thomas with 13 points and 7 assists. And the Lakers will go to Pontiac 1-1. Detroit foul, and that's the only thing they can do now.
And that'll be the 6th foul on Isaiah Thomas.
Thomas fouls out of the ball game. 13 points, 7 assists.
Now Detroit going home has to feel pretty good about themselves. They came in here. They have the home court advantage going back to Detroit, but there's a lot of pressure. They have to win now 3 games in Detroit if they're going to, if they want, and that's what they'd like to do, not have to come back here to LA.
And you know, it's awfully tough. I don't think, in fact, I'm sure that no team has swept those 3 games since they've gone to the 2-3-2 format again. And it's very hard, I think, Billy, at this level of play in the championship for one team anywhere to win 3 straight games in a row, no matter where it's played.
And especially when you're playing the world champions, a team that it doesn't matter where you play them. They've played the big ball games. They've been in the tough arenas like the Boston Garden and have showed that they have the ability to win anywhere.
Well, in game 1 in a losing cause, Magic and Scott scored big, and they've done it again tonight in a winning cause.
You know, when I played football,
And James Worthy with 26 points and 10 rebounds, a big game. But what about the backcourt? Byron Scott had 24 and still has 24. This game not over with 42 seconds left. Magic, 23 rebounds and 11 assists despite the flu. AC Green, what about his work off the glass? 13 rebounds.
And he did an excellent job defensively against Adrian Dantley.
Good balance. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 15 points after a nightmarish game number 1. And for Detroit, 4 men in double figures led by that man, Adrian Dantley, 19 points, but only 1 shot and very little playing time in the fourth quarter.
Well, a couple of reasons for the 1 shot is because they're double teaming him quite often and forcing him to give the basketball up, and that's what he's supposed to do. But also Chuck Daly felt he had to go with that quicker lineup to get some life into his ball club, and they did have it for a while, but we've seen the world champions respond.
We've seen a lot of that, haven't we? Dumars with a layup, and it's a 9-point game, 38 seconds to go, and another Piston foul. John Sally that time. And AC Green will go to the free throw line. Tough night at the office for Mr. Johnson, but he likes the result. Not so much for his buddy from Chicago.
This Detroit team has to feel good about themselves. They know that if they play their game, have the intensity and aggressiveness, they can beat the Laker ball club.
And when I said Chicago, he's from Chicago. That's his hometown. Plays with Detroit. But you're right. And so this series, similar to the Boston-Detroit Eastern Final, when the Pistons won on the road in game 1 and lost a double overtime close affair in game number 2. But that was the 2-2-1-1-1 deal instead of 2-3-2. Vinnie Johnson misses a 3, rebound by Kurt Rambis, and another foul. Well, the Lakers have 107 points, and that is the most points that the Pistons have allowed in regulation time in these playoffs. The Bullets have scored 106, and the Lakers with 107 are the most now. Chuck Daly may already be thinking ahead to Sunday.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Kurt Rambis, who got an early ovation and an early appearance. Pat Riley, who has admitted at times that maybe the players are tired of the words that he has expressed to them. But he's a championship coach, and the Lakers have responded. 108-96, 26 seconds to go. Out of bounds, Lakers will take over and can eat up the final 20 seconds of this one. It was 80-80. Lakers called a timeout, went on a spurt. Detroit came back to within 3. And another timeout, and the Lakers went to town. They scored virtually on every possession after that. Wes Matthews in the game. Rambis, a pass off the shot, and that'll do it. So Pat Riley and the Lakers win game 2, and the Detroit Pistons gain a very important split of the 2 games in the Forum, knowing they're going home to the friendly confines of the Silverdome for games 3, 4, and 5 in this 1988 NBA Finals. And I think this thing is going to go far into the 6th, 7th games before it's decided, as the Lakers try to repeat and have their hands full against a pesky, tough Detroit Piston team. Final score, 108-96. The LA Lakers win. And right now, let's send you to James Brown. JB?
All right, Dick. Magic defensively, a complete turnaround from Tuesday night. What was the key for you guys?
Well, we finally did what we were supposed to do in the first game. We doubled and rotated, and everybody got back to their men. And also, we got to them a little quicker in terms of the open shots. We didn't let Vinny and them get into their rhythm like we did in game 1, especially him and AD.
Your health. We know you had the flu. You struggled a little bit stamina-wise in the first half. You seem to have gotten better as the game wore on.
Well, they gave me a lot of fluids at halftime. I had to get some in my body, and the doctors really took care of me at halftime, so I felt a lot better. You know, it's a tough thing, I tell you. I've never been hurt or sick during this time of the year, and it's really bothering me right now. But I think this is it. I'll be ready strong for the rest of the series
As you guys head to Detroit now, you're going to need Kareem. Although he scored double figures, a little tough job tonight with the hook shot. What's happening with him in that hook shot?
I really can't tell you. You know, they single coverage, and I don't know what it is. I don't think he's getting a rhythm. You know, he's not in a rhythm. He needs to hit 2 or 3 in a row, and then I think he can take off from there. Maybe he needs a lower spot. Maybe he has to post up a little lower. But we're going to work on it, and definitely need to get him involved to win on the road.
Well, second night you had your rhythm tonight. Congratulations, Magic.
Thank you.
All right, so the Lakers win game 2. They even the series up at 1 game apiece, and we'll be back with the final thought after these messages.
What's all this about?